Hey guys, I want to talk about probably my favorite quarterback in the league, Joe Burrow. Yeah, I'm a Steelers fan. My favorite quarterback's Joe Burrow. Yeah. How could you not like the guy? Besides, I'm from Ohio myself, and Northeast Ohio. And in case some of y'all didn't know, you're either a Steelers fan or you're a Browns fan, especially in my area. So it's not that uncommon. Um, but Joe Burrow, he's a hometown guy. He was born and raised 2 hours south from where I live, and I'm from like the Youngstown area. He's from Athens. Um, but I really feel bad for Joe Burrow. He gets drafted. He's had really good seasons, and he's put up last year. I feel like he should have got MVP, but because he didn't make the playoffs, the NFL is like, no, you cannot be MVP because your team didn't make the playoffs, which is mind blowing considering he was the best quarterback last year. The two guys that people debated to be the MVPs did not have as good of a seasons. And that's all due respect to Josh Allen, all due respect to the season that Lamar Jackson had, which was his best season, in my opinion, as a quarterback. Um, but not Josh Allen, Joe Burrow puts up really good QB numbers. Even though he knows he's going to get hit, he still throws the ball. He still gets it to the target. And it doesn't matter which wide receiver is in there. If I remember correctly, I think there's a time he had a game where he didn't have his two best receivers, and he still had a good game because Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. And there's only two other players in the league that is at his level, and that's Josh Allen and Mahomes. So this guy is the Andrew Luck 2.0. He's already said that he's not having fun, and that's going to determine that him having fun is what's going to determine him staying in the league. And the Bengals are ruining it. That front office I feel like they have no idea what they're doing. They got a lot of money invested in that offense. All right, I really feel like maybe they could have done something like traded T. Higgins, let him walk something, and then go and draft a wide receiver, get somebody that could be a wide receiver two or wide receiver three, because I'm pretty sure his name's Osivis. I don't remember, but he's been pretty good, and he's got Joe Burrow throwing on the ball, so it would have been perfectly fine. And then they could have invested that money into the defense or the O line, protect your quarterback. But no, they haven't done it. That guy has been getting ravaged his entire career. He's been beaten up, he's been bullied, but yet he still produces the numbers that he does. He doesn't freak out under pressure. He stays calm and cool. And he does Joe Burrow things. I personally think that Joe Burrow should walk into that offense and be like, we need to do something. And if we're not actually going to do something to improve, I want out of here. You're trading me. And I wouldn't blame him. Uh, I know the Vikings, if he does get traded, the Vikings are a team that makes sense. And I'd do it. If I was the Vikings, I'd go for it. Trade what you can. Get them. That'll put you over the top. That'll make you a instant Super Bowl contender, in my opinion, because then you'd have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. I don't remember who their wide receiver three is, but I know he ain't horrible. They got T.J. Hawkinson, and then you'd have Joe Burrow at quarterback. That offense would go crazy. The familiarity between Justin Jefferson and Joe Burrow, and then having Kevin O'Connell as your head coach, that is a recipe for success. And it would be very exciting to see. And the defense would be really good because you have Brian Flores as your defensive coordinator, who is essentially, arguably, a top three defensive coordinator in the league. That team would just be crazy. And I've been hearing the rumors about the Jets going for going for Joe Burrow, and there actually would be some familiarity with him and Garrett Wilson. I'm pretty sure they were both on Ohio State with Ohio State at the same time, so they do know each other. Um, and that would help out the Jets so much more. I talked about Lamar going there, but I think Joe Burrow would actually be much better than Lamar going over there, especially since there's already that familiarity. And I think Joe Burrow would be much easier to work with. You don't have to change too much, and I like Joe Burrow so much better as a quarterback, anyways. And then you get Joe Burrow in there. You got the first round picks to go for it, and then they could just focus on building up that defense again. But Joe Burrow needs to get out of there, or he's just going to decide to retire early. And I don't want to see that. I want to see this guy make the Hall of Fame. I want to see this guy win a Super Bowl or two, and it's not going to happen with the Bengals. Zach Taylor, shockingly, is still their head coach. I never would have guessed that he would have outlasted John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin in the AFC North. Like, I don't think anybody would have guessed that. The Bengals should have been looking for a new head coach. But I honestly really feel bad for Joe Burrow, and he needs a change of scenery. And if I was a betting man, I think it would be a safe bet for him. It'd be a safe bet that the Vikings would be all in for him, and then the Vikings would would sell the farm for him. Let me know what you guys think um, on where Joe Burrow is going. If they decide to trade him, where do you think you'd go? All right, catch you guys later.